What I will say is that I believe that trade I took, I think it was because I ended up closing out here and re-entering. So altogether, I did get about 300 pips. Hey, y'all. Happy Monday. I hope your week is getting off to an amazing start. I want to take a look at EuroCAD. We're going to mark it up from the beginning all the way to the end. But in the interim, I wanted to take a look at where we were with USD JPY. So last week, I believe it was Monday, I did a video where I thought that we could see potential sell. I explained what I would be looking for in order to enter the trade, and we got it. So I actually closed out my position down here at the 4-hour support because I see a couple things that could happen. What I will say is that I believe that trade I took, I think it was because I ended up closing out here and re-entering. So altogether, I did get about 300 pips, but out of the second trade, that's the most recent to this 4-hour support, it was about 200 pips. So let me just tell you what I see here, okay? So I think that there is a possibility that we could see price push up. And the reason is because we never finished out this Fibonacci sequence. So let me move this out the way. So we have an A low, a B high. We have less than a 23.6 pullback. Price never went and touched that 618 D extension. And so I think that there may be possibility for price to dip down a little further. I think it's actually hit a D extension. It may go a little bit farther. And we may see it come back up and hit this extension here. What is that? 140. I can't see it, but up here where this green line is, before we see price really break down and come back to that level that I was talking about, potentially. Or we may see price continue to make its way down to that 138.9, 138 level, that daily support level. So right now I'm 300 pips off of UJ total. But what I want to do, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at EuroCAD. And I am using Smart Trader today to mark up my charts. And you can try it out for $4.95 by clicking in the video description. You can try it out for yourself. It is a tool that I absolutely love now. Initially, I did not. It took a minute for me to get used to it. And a minute for me to get acclimated with how to use it. So let's go ahead. Let's mark the pair up. Now I've got a default template saved on how I like my charts to look. And so I just go to settings, change it, and then boom, there we are. So I'm gonna go up to the monthly. For those of you guys who are new, I do a multiple time frame analysis, and that just gives me some insight as to where we are on both the longer and shorter term time frames. Shorter, did I say shorter? Yeah, shorter term time frames. That's a tongue twister. And so I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna identify my key levels of potential reversals. And so I start off on the monthly and I go through and I find all my levels. Now I'm gonna tell you, put y'all up on game. What I like about Smart Trader is I can use it as a point of reference as far as checking the accuracy of my work. So when I say that, I mean, I can identify my levels, I can eyeball them, but then I can also go back and double check and see what the system comes up with. And if my analysis aligns with the system's analysis. And so I'm done. That's all I'm going to do on the monthly because it's so far away. But I go over here to my Smart Toolbox. I click on Smart Support. You see the two levels that we've chosen. The system has picked them up at 1.2875 and 1.2128. So now that I know that that's correct, I'm going to click it off. Then I'm going to go to Smart Resistance. And you'll see that the levels that we chose are identified. Resistance 1, 2. Oh, there's actually 2 levels of resistance here. I missed it. 3, 4, and 5, and 6. So we got 6 levels. So I'm good. And actually, let me put in, what'd I do? Oh, that. All right. Let me see. They say there's 2. Where do I see? Oh, I do see. Okay. It's tight, but I'll go ahead and change it. All right, so now that I've done that on the monthly, I'm gonna go down to the weekly, and I am going to do the same thing. Right. So let's do it again. So I'm looking for key areas of support and resistance. I'm gonna turn this red, and then I'm gonna do that. We got this here. I like to eyeball it just because you never know, like if you're always gonna have access to the system. Like one day it might not be working, God forbid it doesn't, but that could be a very real possibility. And so I like to do it by hand. That way I know no matter what system I use, I'm good. This is just, for me, it's like added confidence as I mark up. Yep, we're good. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything at the top. I'm on the weekly and I'm marking these as daily. Woo, child. It's Monday. Monday is Monday, right? Well, let me go ahead and do that. Now, I didn't show y'all Euro NZD. I got stopped out of that last week, but it still turned out to be a really good week. So I'm pleased. Let me turn on the resistance again because my eyeballs can't just identify. I thought that was one. There we go. All right, now I'm going to turn this off. And then I'm going to go down to the daily. Now, before you guys get to emailing me, I don't have as many resistance levels as you. I have the higher plan. And so it goes up to like 10, I think, resistance levels. So you won't have the same number that I have if you start off with prime, I think it is. So don't be alarmed. You don't need 10. What you got will be just fine. And it works just well. Okay. So let me get this one. Let's see if I see anything down here. I think I do right here. I think I do again right here. Where did it go? All right. And we are almost good. I'm going to get this one. I got a lot of lines on my chart, don't I? So let me move this down. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Okay. Computer slow today. Don't want to act right. Okay. So I'm going to turn this off. And then I'm going to go down to the 4 hour. And I'm going to do the same thing again. So I think we have a 4 hour level right here. That price is approaching. I'm going to turn that color. And then I'm going to go through. We got a level here. A 4 hour level here. Okay. And then we have here. And I think there's one here. Okay, let's check. Let me move this down. And I did not add levels here. But I am. I know some of y'all gonna be like, this is too hard. This seems complicated. It's really not that complicated. I think personally it's the best approach to the market. Just because you have an overall view of what's going on. It might seem like a lot. It ain't that much, really. You get bored of marking up charts. So this is the active fib if you are bearish. No, that means we would have to be going up a time frame. So I'm gonna go from the upside because that's clearly been the trend since last year on this pair. And so what we got going on the monthly, we have an A low, a B high, less than 38.2 pullback. And so it is likely, but this is the monthly, so it's a long ways away. I just rather know where I am on a higher time frame. So I'm good with that. Let me go down to the weekly and see where we are. So what I'm going to do is grab the smart fib. I'm going to deploy the smart fib. And what we got setting up here, A low, B high, less than 23.6 pullback. Price rejected off of that monthly resistance level. I thought it was going to come lower. Typically when we have this shallow retracement and it doesn't reach the full D extension, then we typically see price come back at least to that 38.2 before continuing up and finishing out the sequence. So I am going to get rid of this. Now I want to see what's going on to the downside. So I'm going to grab my smart fib tool and I am going to click above the last high, and I see that we are approaching 38.2. Now if this, let me put this back on because I want to see where. Oh, so we would be at the 50% fib level if price hit the D extension to the downside. But I only trade to the 38.2 because price has a potential once it, let's say it makes this move down, to react off that level and start flying the other way. Excuse me. So I'm gonna get rid of this. Now it's also very likely, I need to leave that on. Let me delete this. I'm trying to do too many things at once, y'all. Hold on. I'm making a mess right now. All right. So let me click below the last low. It is also likely that we could see price start to, because you see we had significant levels here. We had 2 weekly levels, a daily level that price simply could not break through. And it started reversing the other way. So what we could see is on the higher time frame, it's a little gnat that's flying in my face, which is why I keep blowing into the mic. But I was trying to do it discreetly, but I don't know how discreet you can be with a mic. But we could see price just keep pushing up, right? That's a possibility also, and hit that D extension. The alternative is if we keep moving to the downside, then we may get that deeper retracement that I'm looking for. All right, so this was the weekly, so I'm gonna delete this. I want to move down to the daily and see where we are. Now I already saw to the upside. I'm not interested in the upside. What I'm interested in now is this move to the downside. So I'm gonna click above the last high. So on the daily, price is sitting at the 618 D extension. Excuse me, not D extension, 618 retracement level. And here you see that the D extension falls just a few pips shy of the 38.2 on the higher time frame. So it is likely that we could see price form a high here and start to break down and come back now. Now I'm going to keep drilling down because I'm only on the daily. But what I would need to, I'm gonna show you what I would need to do in order to see a sale. And actually, let me see if I got, I'm gonna grab my smart trend line, click above the last high. That's kind of high. I'm not interested in that one. What I am interested in is a 4 hour. So let's go lower. Let me see what this gives me. Yeah, we already broke that. So what I want to see is I'm trying to line this up perfectly. I'm just going to draw it because I don't like, so I like the smart trend line because it guides me, right? But I don't like how it transfers down. It looks crazy to me sometimes. And so I just like to draw my own. So I'm going to make this gray. We're going to put this one. And then I'm going to do from here to here. And I'm going to go down to the hour. And then I'm going to draw from here to here. As a matter of fact, that's so far away though. Let me go down to the 15. Because ultimately what I'm looking for price to break to the downside on the trend line before I enter into a sale. So we probably got a little bit of ways to go. Well, but this is the 15. So what? Maybe I would need to see. Oh, that's not what I need to see. I need to see a high form. So maybe we'll get rejection off of this 4 hour level and then see price start to break down. That's the alternative. But let me finish doing the fibs. I think I got down to the 4. Let me see if we hit a D extension to the upside for me to even be looking for a reversal. Oh, it falls within the range. So on the 4, we got an A low, a B high, less than 23.6 pullback. So it's likely that we could see price stall out here and begin to make its way down. So you could either stay in for the long haul, but remember, before we could even do anything on the long haul, we got to make it past these key levels here. You got daily, weekly, before you could look for a longer term sale. But the play right now, I think, is here. You're sitting at a 618 retracement level on the move down, right, on the higher time frame. Price, you may get a stall out between 14647, which is daily resistance, and where price currently sits. And so the setup to me looks like it is here. I'm gonna make this red because we don't have the longer short tool on Smart Trader. Smart Trader, if you're listening, that would be a wonderful feature for you to add. So the longer short tool, for those of you guys who don't know, is in TradingView, and you can kind of just like draw out what you're seeing, and it'll like calculate the stuff once you input your account information, like how much you have in your account, how much you're risking. It'll tell you the lot size, all of that stuff. We don't have that here. So if we get rejection off of this 4-hour level or this daily level, I would anticipate a move to the downside. The short term I would be looking for would be at least to that 38.2, and that is 144 pips. So you'd be risking 144 pips to gain. I'm sorry, you'd be risking. I'm saying that backwards. I'm thinking to myself, like, that's not right. So you'd be risking 40 pips to gain 144. That's definitely over a 3-to-1 setup. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's very likely that price could continue to push up, break through that daily resistance, and continue making its way up. Or we may get that rejection because we are at the 618 retracement level on the move to the downside, and start to see price break down. So let me know what you guys think about this potential setup. I'd be curious your thoughts. Are you trading Euro CAD? What is your bias right now on the CAD pairs? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. And if you like the way that I mark up charts, and you want to learn how to do it yourself, I swing trade personally just because I have a very, very busy lifestyle and it works for me. You can go to the no cost mini course. In that mini course, you get 28 minutes of how I analyze the market. So I definitely encourage you to go take a look. And if you like it, there is an opportunity for you at the end. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys watching the video. If it was helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you know somebody that can benefit from it, make sure you share it with them. And I will see y'all very soon on the next video. Bye.